I've made a lot of perks in my time, and I feel like Treyarch has pulled out all the stops for this one. They're like, this is revenge. Have you ever just made one terrible decision and then you feel like you're doomed to repeat it for the rest of your life? Well, welcome to my world. You make one video of you trying out all of the perks in Call of Duty Zombies, and that video gets a lot of views. And then you sell a lot of Perkaholic Anonymous sweatshirts, and you're like, oh, I gotta keep the momentum going. So what do you do next? Oh, you do Tombstone, you do Death Perception, you do all the new perks, and then they just keep coming and coming and coming, and then they come sooner than you expected. You do one perk and then boom, a month later, here comes another, and you're like, oh my fucking god, what have I gotten into? And then everybody on Twitter is sending you the new ingredients to this perk. And then everybody on the Reddit is like, oh, Johnny's gonna drink this one. Johnny's gonna die. And you're like, what have I done? Treyarch, this is the face of a broken man with an assortment of ingredients behind him, several homemade perk cans, and a blender. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to me making and drinking PhD Flopper. As always with these videos, we gotta get into the ingredients on these cans. We kick things off with castor oil, which I guess is found in beauty products. I don't really know. I had never heard of castor oil until this moment. I'm not sure what it has to do with PhD Flopper. Then you've got nitroglycerin. This is something that I've tried to get my hands on from other perks, but have quickly learned you can only get through a prescription. Now, I don't have a prescription to nitroglycerin, so we're skipping that bad boy. The next ingredient is powdered graphite. This is an ingredient that scares me. I've been researching powdered graphite and I can't figure out whether or not this is something that we can drink. So we're only putting a tiny bit of powdered graphite into our thing. You know, you have in one hand documents like these saying, if swallowed, it can be fatal, don't do it. And then you have other hands like this guy that looks like a doctor that says, nah, you're probably fine, graphite's non-toxic. So I don't know, we're gonna do a tiny bit of graphite powder and just hope we don't die. The next thing we have is blasting cap extract. Now this of course isn't a real ingredient, so we can't include that in our perk, but that's probably what creates the explosion when you're sliding around with PhD Slider. Finally, we have banana peel. So I didn't get a banana peel, I instead went for banana peel powder, which I discovered was a thing. Now banana peel powder, I also cannot figure out if is okay to eat or not. There really is no warnings about it. It's used in like face masks, but we're gonna, like, you know, banana peels, you can eat them. This should be okay. It explains the sliding. That, ladies and gentlemen, are your ingredients that we'll be throwing into this blender to make PhD Slider. Now, as always, with these videos, please support the torture. It's expensive buying all these ingredients, and also just throw me a bone if you want. Maybe go pick up some merch. We've got the Perkaholics Anonymous sweatshirt, the only merch in the game that lets you rock Perkaholics on your sleeves wherever you go. We also have a new addition to the Perkaholics collection. We have the Perkaholics Anonymous glass with all of your perks on it. We're gonna be drinking our water from here today because I'm pretty sure we're gonna need some water after we're blending this bad boy. So if you want to support the torture and help me out, then maybe consider picking up some merch. A link is in the description. I also want to mention, as always, I'm giving away some perk cans to my patrons. If you want to support me on Patreon, a link is in the description. Some of those perk cans behind me will be going to patrons. So support the torture, support me on Patreon, and let's dive into PhD Slider. So we're gonna kick off PhD Slider with something that's not actually in the perk. What we're gonna do is throw in a little bit of club soda so that we have some sort of base. The thought here is, well, it's PhD Slider soda and we need some kind of liquid to be our base. Now we're on to the first proper ingredient, which is some castor oil. So we're just gonna throw a little drizzle in there like that. Now from what I read, oh, it's all just sitting at the top. I guess that makes sense because it's an oil. What I learned about castor oil in my research is that it's very strong at fighting constipation. So I'm either gonna die in this video or have the greatest shit of my life. Then we are going to add some graphite, and like I had mentioned, I'm a little afraid of the graphite, so we're just gonna do a tiny bit in here. Oh, that was more than I wanted to add. Uh-oh. The final ingredient we're adding is banana peel powder. Now, I've been around this rodeo many times, made many perks, and I've learned don't put too much powder in, so we're just gonna put a tiny bit of banana peel powder, and it makes sense since it's the last ingredient. That, ladies and gentlemen, is everything we need to make PhD sliders. So we'll put the lid on this bad boy right here and get to blending. It's not dissolving. Oh, that looks awful. It just looks like none of the banana peel powder dissolved. It all just looks like you literally just see like everything's floating to the top. It all separated. Like a blender's supposed to mix things up and like make it all one solution, but no, it's all broken into layers. You have all of the powder and all of the graphite just sitting at the top. So now's as good a time as any to just remind you all, do not do this at home. I am a trained professional. Whatever you do not do this at home. I swear to God, if there is a new perk in Vanguard, I'm going to kill someone. I'm gonna have water ready. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm kind of terrified. Can we make a deal? Like, I just take one sip of this. Like, usually I try to take like a gulp or so. Let's just, I'm totally pussying out on this one. Let's just take a little sip. This can looks disgusting. It looks like it's been thrown around in the mud. We're gonna take one tiny little sip, chase it with a bunch of water from our Perkaholics Anonymous glass, go buy merch, support the torture, then we're gonna call it a day. I'm stalling. All right, here goes nothing. Oop. I was like drinking sand and water. I literally, like it's on my tongue now. I don't know if that's graphite or if that's banana peel powder, but it's like I put my lips on it and it's like sticking your mouth in sand. I'm just like drip. Oh, that actually had a little taste to it. I'm literally like dripping into my mouth. I'm scared to just put my whole. What it is, I'm afraid to put my whole mouth on it because it's just so like powdery at the top. Like, it's legitimately like sticking your tongue in sand. That's what drinking PhD flopper is like. Do not do this at home. Oh, it's just all powder. Fuck, it's all over my mouth now. Oh, it's weird. I think that's the verdict on PhD flopper. We're done here. Fuck this. It's literally like drinking a cup of sand and water. Because like none of the graphite or banana peel powder dissolved into it. So that's it for all the Cold War Zombies perks. That's it for PhD Flopper. I hope you guys enjoyed this experiment into whether or not you can drink PhD Flopper. The answer is no, but also yes if you like drinking sand. Also, stay away from graphite, especially if you're gonna do this at home. But then again, do not do this at home. That's gonna wrap up this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, subscribe for more. Pray to God there are no more perks in Vanguard. And if there is, I swear to God, Treyarch, you are getting 10,000 angry letters to your door, all from me. That's a promise. This is disgusting and despicable. How dare you, Treyarch? How dare you? If you guys enjoyed the torture, maybe pick up some merch. Maybe the Perkaholics Anonymous glass that has all the perks on the side, or the Perkaholics Anonymous sweatshirt. I swear to God, I'm getting checked into Perkaholics Anonymous after this because this is brutal. Please pick up some merch, support the torture. That's gonna wrap this up. Goodbye to the Cold War Zombies perks forever. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, maybe consider supporting me on Patreon. It helps me to do more videos like this where we have to do things like go out and buy ingredients. As a way to say thank you, some of you will be receiving your own PhD Flopper can. Last time we gave away Death Perception, this time we're giving away PhD Flopper. Every time we torture ourselves by drinking perks, I can give some back to you guys as a thank you. Don't worry though, yours won't be filled with disgusting liquid. So if you want to be involved in that, then go check me out on Patreon. The winners will be announced very soon, so make sure you get on that quickly. I also want to give a shout out to my patrons: Alexander, Bailey S, Callum S, Daniel C, David O, Jordan L, Juggernog Otter, Caden B, Cassim S, Magna Collider, Martin S, Moonboy, Nick H, and Sean R. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'm gonna go, and bye.